For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
"13 years later, still no St. Jude hospital." One individual, frequent caller to NewsSpin, has been taken to task because a statement that he made is being described as irreverent. And also, who said, "I heard the chief monarch of a thieving, raping, genocidal empire is finally dying. May her pain be excruciating." Very controversial. I'll be going through an article in which that person made that particular statement. "I heard the chief monarch of a thieving, raping, genocidal empire is finally dying. May her pain be excruciating." All that and more on this afternoon's NewsSpin program for today, Friday. My name is Timothy Poleon. We'll be together until 2 o'clock this afternoon. In a moment, I'll be getting your reaction at 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. Almost did not make it today. Woke up this morning and I honestly thought it was Saturday. I was hoping it was Saturday. And just later I got to my senses, realized that it was indeed Friday, and I have to go through the pain of preparing this broadcast and the joy of executing it. Okay, what's happening in terms of our NewsSpin Facebook page question of the day? What do you think of the Queen? What do you think of the Queen? Let me go through some of your observations, and lots of them, and I'll try to go through as many as possible. So we start off with somebody saying, "I know of no single formula for success, but over the years I've observed that some attributes of leadership are universal and are often about finding ways of encouraging people to combine their efforts, their talents, their insights, their enthusiasm, and their inspiration to work together." This is being attributed to Queen Elizabeth II, who passed away yesterday. Somebody says, "I don't think nothing or anything about the Queen. She's a human being just like me. All the body parts she has, I have the same. Another comment. Somebody says the longest serving queen of the British monarch, the Queen, good deed to Senusha after a long 70-year reign, may be unknown to the public. May her soul rest in peace. Another person says, I think that she had a long and beautiful life, but she didn't really help the Caribbean as she should, especially our schools. But may she rest in peace. Another person says, God save our gracious Queen. Another comment, what do you think of her? I think she's dead. Another person says, nothing. Another comment, I think not of the Queen, but I think of the colonizing wench and oppressive symbolism this monarchy has come to represent across the entire life of many. Another person says, may she rest in peace. Lord Mundi, what do I think about the Queen? Nothing, Tim, is what I think about the Queen. I would like to know, what was Prince Andrew's name doing on Jeffrey Epstein's flight log? Another one says, all I know, I'm a queen. That person is Kimberly Charles. Another comment, Irish Twitter are holding nothing back over her death. I understand the sentiments. She didn't do good by our race. More observations. That thing about the Queen's chain is that in the past, free the land to the people. Another comment, I think of her as a woman and nothing more. Not my queen. Another person says, nothing special, just a human being. Another person says, topic Little England is morning, St. Lucia. How many days are we the citizens will be given to mourn? Another comment, the Queen was just another human being. Her riches afforded her a better lifestyle than most people, but at the end she died just like any other human. Another comment, if I respond to your question, Facebook will block me, so I rather pass. Thank you. Another person says, I think she's dead. Another comment, nobody's really thinking about the Queen except when they are looking at her face on the dollar bill. Many people have outgrown the need for a monarchy, while others reject the monarchy because of past transgressions. All right. That's it as far as the responses to our NewsSpin Facebook question of the day. What do you think of the Queen? For me, an exceptional human being. She was made queen at the age of 25, proved to be a very responsible and mature individual. She took the task seriously. She never granted an interview, never really got herself in any kind of controversial issue. She played the role very well. And as far as I'm concerned, we have evolved, so she was just another human being. Some people never thought that she would have died, but she had to perish, just like other people have over several centuries, etc. And life will continue without the Queen. We'll continue to experience love, hate, whatever. So that's basically what it is to me. But as far as another individual is concerned, a lukewarm response, I might consider it irreverent. I'm referring there to Shazzy when he called our broadcast yesterday, when we broke the news, when we revealed to some of our listeners and people who are watching on Facebook and on YouTube, because many of you, I'm sure, knew before I revealed it on NewsSpin that the Queen had passed away. This is what Shazzy said.
I am not saddened by her death, neither am I celebrating her death. I think it's an opportunity for us as a nation to look at our relationship that we have had with the monarchy over the years and the role they have played in our destruction as a people.
Now, believe you me, Shazzy was being nice. Unlike what we'll hear now from a professor, that is Professor Uju Anya. And the article referring there to a tweet was penned by the Independent newspaper of the UK. And it reads, Carnegie Mellon University has condemned the social media posts by one of its professors after Dr. Uju Anya wished the Queen an excruciating death and tweeted that she hoped the Queen would die in agony. Dr. Anya made the comments Thursday as reports emerged that the Queen was in the final hours at Balmoral. I heard the chief monarch of a thieving, raping, genocidal empire is finally dying. May her pain be excruciating, the professor wrote before it was announced the Queen had died. Twitter took down the tweet for violating its policy. It has not responded to the Independent's request for comment. Dr. Anya faced a serious Twitter backlash for the seeming insensitivity, even from Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, who then came in for criticism himself. But the professor responded by doubling down on the tweet. If anyone expects me to express anything but disdain for the monarch who supervised the government that sponsored the genocide that massacred and displaced half my family, and the consequences of which those alive today are still trying to overcome, you can keep wishing upon a star, she tweeted. She also responded to Bezos, tweeting at him directly, Otolo Gagbuji, which roughly translates to an Igbo insult, wishing someone death. May everyone you and your merciless greed have harmed in this world remember you as fondly as I remember my colonizers. Dr. Anya's employer, Carnegie Mellon, the Pennsylvania University, where she is an associate professor of second language acquisition, quickly issued a statement on Thursday. We do not condone the offensive and objectionable messages posted by Yuku Anya today on a personal social media account, the university tweeted. Free expression is core to the mission of higher education. However, the views she shared absolutely do not represent the values of the institution nor the standards of discourse we seek to foster. Dr. Anya, who described herself on Twitter as an anti-racist and feminist, was born in Nigeria to a Nigerian father and mother from Trinidad and Tobago. Both countries were colonized by the British. Nigeria became independent in 1960, with Trinidad and Tobago following suit 2 years later. While many Twitter users, most hailing from former colonies or tracing their ancestry to British-occupied places, agreed with Dr. Anya's mentions of historical genocide and violence, the majority disagreed with her delivery. One user called the professor uncouth and mannerless and accused of having hate in your heart. You speak of someone who just passed with such a vile and disdaining comment, the user commented. Another tweeted that at the end of the day, she was a mother, grandmother, a great-grandmother. It's totally disgusting to speak the way she has. Dr. Anya did not immediately respond to a request for comment. From news to politics, okay, that's it there. The article, once again, featuring controversial comments that were made. Even before the Queen died, university condemns professors' posts wishing Queen excruciating death. Your reaction in just a moment as you continue to watch the broadcast on Facebook as well as YouTube and listen to us on Power 97.9 as well as TuneIn.
Born from the same soil, growing stronger.
Raised of our own sweat and toil, doing it together.
I'll bank for you and me,
Taking us forward so proudly.
First National Bank, the best of who we are. First National Bank, together we'll go far. The pride of St. Lucia, here to stay.
Growing up, growing stronger, it's a First National way.
Every day we're banking better, faster and smarter, convenience like no other.
First National Bank,
The best of who we are. First National Bank, together we'll go far.
we'll go far. For decades, every day, it's clear, it's true.
First National Bank, we're here for you.
Contact Lucelec before trimming or cutting down trees that are near overhead electrical wires. Watch out for power lines before you begin working on a ladder. Be sure that ladders or scaffolds are far enough away so that you and the ends of the tools you're using don't come within 10 feet of power lines. And never use any electrical appliance in wet surrounding outdoors or in the rain.
This message is brought to you by Lucelec, the power of care.
Bundle, yeah. Bundle, floor. Bundle, save. Tap up, yeah. Tap up, mad. Tap up. Look at the place covered. Browse all you want. Post all you want.
Win big with Flow! Tickets to the biggest shows, waterpark passes, costumes, over $20,000 in cash, data, and more! Activate a 3, 7, or 30-day combo plan. Pay up your bill, switch to Flow, bundle up your chance to win every day!
Bundle, yeah. Bundle, save. Tap up, yeah. Tap up, mad. Tap up. Look at the place covered. Browse all you want. Post all you want. Look at the place covered. Do what you want. Watch all you want.
Bundle now and get a smartphone for only $99! Switch now!
Exceeding your expectations is what we strive for at Lazarus Funeral Home. Losing a loved one isn't something you can foresee. Since the beginning, affordability has been one of our priorities. Every day we're proving that burials don't have to be expensive. If cost is a factor in your time of bereavement, call Lazarus Funeral Home. We have coffins starting at $800 plus taxes. Nothing can cause more disappointment than poor quality. Help us help you keep your last memory of your loved one sacred. Make it special. Make it Lazarus Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Located at Bibliotheque Castries at 452-7491 and New Dock Road V4 at 454-6555.
You right now at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Now, the Queen visited St. Lucia in 1966 while she was on a tour of the Caribbean. And during that visit, she opened the new Windband Research Center. Let's play you a clip extracted from the BBC. And they had this documentary featuring the Queen in Soufrière, St. Lucia.
When Britannia dropped anchor in Soufrière Bay, St. Lucia, gaily decorated fishing boats came out to meet her. It was exactly 53 years to the day since the Queen's father, King George VI, then a young naval officer, had landed at Soufrière. The Queen was welcomed by Mr. Bryan, the administrator, and was then presented with a bouquet by a young islander in traditional dress. In this agricultural island, bananas are the biggest export. The Queen saw bananas being prepared for shipment at Windband Research Center, which was established to encourage and institute measures for the well-being of the banana growers of the Windward Islands. Later, there was a demonstration of crop spraying. Victoria Park, there was a spectacular historical pageant. Traders in sailing ships, British repelling a French attack in the 18th century, a float showing the agriculture of St. Lucia, and dancing to represent Emancipation Day.
Well, those were the days they just saw there, some film footage and the narration there by a BBC reporter reporting on the visit of Queen Elizabeth to St. Lucia in 1966. A lot of pomp and pageantry. Clearly, the reality right now is that any member of the royal family visiting any part of the Caribbean right now will come in for immense scrutiny and calls for reparations. So things have really changed. We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Team Murphy.
Good afternoon to you, ma'am. I'm okay. How about you?
I'm okay, Team. I'm just calling to talk about the Queen. I'm saying that she has died and she has gone to meet her Maker, and may her soul rest in peace. And I only hope she can find Diana look for Diana and ask Diana for pardon for all what she did to her.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say.
Why you think that she should be in search of Diana to seek her forgiveness?
But Tim, you know all what she did to her. You know, we all know all the things she did to Diana.
Wasn't it King Charles III who did those things to Diana and not the Queen?
It was not. It's the Queen. She did a lot of stuff because you was reading about it. I was reading about it. We were seeing it on the news all the time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So much so, look at how Diana's second son, look at how he turned out, Harry. So I hope she can find Diana to ask for pardon for all what she did to her.
And you were hoping that Diana would have been alive today to be queen instead of Camilla.
I don't think Diana wanted to be queen. We all know that she didn't want it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am.
You know, okay, Tim.
Are you about to say something else?
No. That's all I had to say.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing your point of view with us. 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Well, Tim, it doesn't take much to deflect us from our own realities to talk foolishness, huh? I mean, all that nonsense about, well, I hope she's dead now and she's paid for her sin. I mean, what is the point of all that crap? I mean, if Alan Shastney should die tomorrow by whatever means, I fully expect Richard Frederick and
Stevenson King
mm-hmm. to attend the funeral. That is protocol. You have arguments. I'm not equating political arguments here with the slave trade. I'm not beginning to do that. But the woman is dead. She's dead. She's a head of state. We are supposed to, for all the countries that have been to war with one another, a head of state dies. The protocol, civilized thing is to issue a line or two, you know, stating your condolences and so on, Tim. Even with our worst enemies, it doesn't mean when they die that we have to be finding everything wrong to perpetuate this and that. So the person is dead now. We're causing more hatred by refusing to forget, let go, and putting it in the history book, and so on.
Okay, but Rick, wouldn't we be hypocritical if you were to only say nice things about her when we have our own hurt?
I don't want any nice things, and the people who are talking are just talking. I don't want any nice things. I simply need the recognition that heads of state, there's protocol, there's governments, there are people, countries who go to war, and they behave in a certain fashion. Talking all kind of hatreds or whatever, a lot of it empty, doesn't do us any good and can possibly do us harm. We have to, this is the same thing that applies in our own country. Forget the Queen and monarchy. I have no time for monarchy either. I have no time for that. Okay, all our, what we consider important, has the paint of colonialism on it. Can you think of anything that goes on to our normal daily lives that doesn't have the paint of colonialism on it?
Both good and bad, yeah.
Good and, well, that's a matter of measure. That's why I did not say good or bad. We are walking colonials, and we end up dying about a change. I am not saying, let's say the Queen was wonderful, or like when Diana died, there were people who were crying in St. Lucia and other places too, who never met the woman, etc. What bothers me is the perpetuation of this hate, this hate that can only hurt us. You think the Queen and her family know anything about these people down here talking nonsense about the Queen? You think she knows? And you think that's going to have any impact? And you think if no royals...
No, I think, Rick, it can have impact. The fact that those guys were shocked. I mean, William, when they visited the Caribbean, they were shocked at the reception because that's not what they expected. That's not what they expected. And I think maybe, Rick, you're taking on that position because you have met the Queen, right? And I have the photograph to prove it, you know. The photograph, somebody sent it to me. Rick, the photograph is on Facebook right now on NewsSpin, where you're meeting the Queen. Okay, when you got, what you got, OBE? When you got your OBE?
Yeah.
What day was that? No, don't dismiss that, Rick. Don't dismiss that. You know, I'll give you enough time.
2006, that's all right.
2006?
2007.
Okay, but I want to tell you it's a nice photograph, Rick. And it's on Facebook, on NewsSpin right now on Facebook.
Thank you, Tim. But you think that by my getting an award for my work delivered by the Queen is my fault? I'm not the
Mr.
one.
Producer, will keep the photograph there. Go ahead. Continue, Rick.
I am not the one who determines whether we have links or not with the Queen, you know. I'm not the one also who has our highest awards being colonial, you know. And I've said a long time ago, in fact, Derek Walker, I remember Derek Walker just making a joke out of me. Rick, wait, OBE, Papi showing me, you know. And then, of course, and then of course we had a decent talk about it. It's high time we had awards in St. Lucia. I'm noted for saying that too, you know, to replace those awards. But Tim, those awards that we have here, in the scheme of things, meaningless, you know. When I got those awards here, 99% of recognition I got were from people from all over the world, especially British High Commissioners who've been in St. Lucia, because the Telegraph and those papers carried all the OBEs and whatever. Anybody who got OBEs or whatever symbols of accomplishment in St. Lucia going back when, those awards have far, far, far more meaning outside the country than within the country. We don't even want to honor our own. I keep on making noise about, what's his name, Kenneth John. Up to now, instead of honoring Kenneth John at Emancipation, we go out and look up people who may or may not have existed. We go back to the Middle Passage. But we have a guy who in 98 proved himself the greatest hero I know personally, and we've done nothing for him. We all mixed up. Tim, I don't care how much they hate the Queen. They can hate the Queen for their great-great-great-grandmothers and everything. They can do all that. But Tim, it is just more hatred we're creating in the country. The country is overloaded with hate. You think you hear those kind of compliments when somebody has done something good, or even for St. Lucia? How many people really know anything about Arthur Lewis? And I can tell you, when Arthur Lewis died here, they treated his funeral like a carnival. I have the pictures. Disgusting. He was insulted at one school. Derek Walcott, when I asked him a certain question, do you listen to the radio and do you hear the things that he said? And he said, yeah. I said, how do you feel about that? His answer, Rick, when you live in a village, he ended there, right there. I knew the rest. Why do we do that, Tim? We hate people we never met. We hate people based on what we heard about them. We hate people from on the moon. What is this?
Okay, in terms of what they heard about them, take for example slavery from the 16th to 19th century and so on. Thousands of Africans taken from the continent and transported to the Caribbean, right? And they millions, and they benefited, and the royals benefited from this. Up to now, the wealth that they have is symbolic of the hard work of slaves. So I mean, if people have an issue with that, if people have an issue because they read on it, they understand the history, Rick.
Well, you know better than that. You know, and in any case, we can know our history, we can abhor the history, and we can move on, make ourselves better. What have we done for ourselves to render us better? We're still dependent on those same countries. Remember, the people in America are descendants, Australia, all descendants of England. So, but we're begging up from all of them. We beg from all of them. You know,
but the only thing is because, no, the only thing, Rick, we have to beg because of slavery?
No, because of slavery, don't get me going, was assisted by Africans, you know. Slavery was and right now, you know what country is most involved in human trafficking? Do you?
Tell me.
Africa. And you know who most of those people are who are...
Even the dog disagrees, eh?
It's agreement.
Your dog disagrees with you.
That's an agreement. That's agreement. The trafficking of people, human beings. They're all from Africa, you know. And who you think is getting them? When you hear about a supermarket has been a mall has been surrounded and people shot on, who you think is doing the shooting? Black people with guns shooting black Africans with guns shooting Africans. You know. Tim, we live in a horrible world. We should teach people their history. But I'm all for that. Let people have their feelings about history. Look at the Nazis. Look at the Nazis. Germany pays all kind of homage to the Queen, you know.
But look at the Jews. They have not forgotten the Holocaust.
But they still pay homage. They still pay homage with Germany and everybody else.
Okay, let's move to another wicket.
Derek Walker, one more. Derek Walker again said it. Wallowing in that kind of history doesn't do you any good. It's good to know it, but you should use it as an incentive to move on, to be self-sufficient, to be better, to make sure, like the Jews said, Holocaust never happens again. We don't do that. Every emancipation, there's the same bloody speech, blah, 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 you know. But we do nothing. We cuss and but we do nothing for ourselves. Look at the fight we're having now about hair and quality in the college now. When the issue, in fact, is, are you going to adhere to the school rules or not? You're free to leave it. Go and ask me the question you want to ask.
Yeah. What was your experience like when you met the Queen?
Well, the experience is very funny because anybody who knows me, in fact, that's what Derek Walker and others said to me privately, that I'm not a monarchy guy, that I don't rate the Queen thing and all that kind of stuff. I'm not into that. I laugh at people who are laughing and who are crying over Diana and whatnot. I mean, who cares? The people don't know that. So it was a bittersweet thing. I was especially thrilled that the man who I had the greatest wars with over my journalism, John Compton, he's the man I had the greatest wars with. He did all kinds of things to me. He framed me in the house for being a pornographer in all over the world and all that kind of stuff, etc., etc. And he, in 2007, decides Rick is deserving of the highest award for his journalism. That was what I had in my mind when I went there. Of course, there are some funny episodes. I wish I had kind of said on my show about me wearing my dog glasses, etc., at the palace and what happened. I'd probably write another funny story on it again. So my personal feelings about the monarchy, Spain, I have no time for that. But I'm not harboring any kind of hate for anybody. Those people who want to entertain ideas, I hate Kenny Anthony. Kenny Anthony knows I don't hate him. And I don't think Kenny Anthony hates me. I don't think anybody hates me. And even if they hate me, they're not bothering me, they're hurting themselves. So I don't have time for that, Tim. I move on. I don't forget. I put it in my mental history book, or it is all recorded in the Star, but I'm not walking around burdened by a stupid hatred that can do nothing for me. All the hate in the world can do nothing about what happened in the Middle Passage. Put it in your history book, work it out, be an individual for yourself, contribute to your country, make sure young people are better educated than were our ancestors. Let us do something about our crime. Let's come together. Let's have more respect for the parliament. Let's demand that parliamentarians are more respectful. Those are the things we're supposed to do. Instead of that, every opportunity, man, we hate white people, and them people have slaves. Half of the people talking about slaves have never read a book. Never read a book. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now let your chat room.
All right. Thank you so much. And I'll be going through some of the comments in the chat room. We're reacting to Rick Wayne's his defense of the monarchy in light of criticism that's coming from certain quarters amidst their benefiting from the slave trade. Somebody says there, ask Rick, why is Haiti a failed state? Haiti is still in debt because they had to pay billions for their freedom. Why don't they give us reparations in the form of clearing our national debt? Rick doesn't have a choice but to defend his OBE. The fact that so many islands chose to seek their independence is because it was clear the benefits of remaining under the monarch didn't outweigh being independent, and I put independent in inverted commas because we all know we are not independent. Some of your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979, your WhatsApp calls and messages. Somebody says there, why do the children at a school on Brazil Street have to pay $2 per day for drinking water from a dispenser when they said there will be no facility fees? All right, let me see if I could go through another WhatsApp message. I think we have some messages from yesterday I should go through. Somebody says there, and that is from yesterday. Okay. On today's Newspin, there was no thought for the departed life of an individual human being and a human family who are left to mourn. The only insensitive reaction by a former diplomat on your program was bashment, which you sadly supported. We need to take a step back to realize that we are losing our humanity at an alarming rate and make a decision about the type of world we are creating and wish to live in. Okay, let me see if we have some more of your comments. Particularly, I had some there from yesterday, so I'll try to go through them. Somebody says there, hi Tim, I live in Beauséjour, Gros Delay, phase 1 in particular. Our roads have been in a very bad condition for years, and right now it's unbearable. I'm calling on the relevant minister and MP to address these road conditions, please. All right, let us hear now from Mr. Andre de Queiroz, leader of the Lucian Green Party, reacting to the death of Queen Elizabeth II.
Andre de Queiroz, National Green Party, a statement on the Queen's passing. I saw the Queen for the first time sitting on my father's shoulders amongst a massive crowd in Port of Spain back in the 60s when she visited the island. She rode in a convertible Rolls-Royce amongst the cheering crowds. We made Union Jacks out of paper at school that week and waved them as she passed that day. I remember that my granny and grand-aunts always spoke very highly of her, and as a result, I too held her in high regard. Her dignity, the way in which she carried herself, her commitment to her position and title, her never-ending service to her people and her country. That duty that she carried out until just a few days before her passing, a true monarch. Although the British Empire has had a dark past in relation to our history, as we Caribbean people well appreciate, some of our people are divided on the legacy of the Queen in the Caribbean. What we can recognize, though, is that the sins of the empire had no bearing on the manner in which the Queen has handled herself from her coronation to her death. A total professional. I personally do not subscribe to the sins of the father theory. So at this time of her passing, let us focus on the Queen's legacy and not the legacy of the empire. We send condolences to the people of Britain. Thank you.
Just heard there from Mr. Andre de Queiroz of the Lucian Green Party. In the chat room, somebody says, Rick, we'll leave you there to read all the books for us. More of your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, 716-2026. Somebody says, I neither hate nor love the Queen. Okay, let's see another comment there in the chat room. I could go through there. Somebody says, I was taught history by a born St. Lucian. I agree with Rick. Okay, another one says, great perspective, Rick. Some more of your comments. Big up yourself, Rick Wayne. Another one says, you think the people who govern England stupid like African and Caribbean people? You got wealth and you keep your big toe there to make more wealth for generations. We have a call. Good afternoon to you. Newspin, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Timothy.
Good afternoon.
Listeners.
Good afternoon to you, caller.
And our deepest condolences, my deepest condolences to the United Kingdom. Rest in peace to Elizabeth. Earlier on, somebody called, hoping that Queen Elizabeth, the late Queen Elizabeth, will find the late Diana to ask for forgiveness. But I'd like to tell her that if Queen Elizabeth did not ask God for forgiveness, just being born a sinner, just being a sinner, and Diana had time to do that, Queen Elizabeth will never meet Diana. Diana will be judging her on the day of judgment with Jesus Christ. And if Diana asked for forgiveness, if Queen Elizabeth asked for forgiveness and Diana did not, then after all, Elizabeth will still be judging her on the day of judgment with Jesus Christ. If neither of them ask God for forgiveness and accept the Lord Jesus Christ as a savior, no joke, they'll be jumping in hellfire on that day of judgment. With all due respect to the United Kingdom and the mourners. If, I'm going to repeat it, if the late Queen Elizabeth and the late Princess Diana had not accepted the Lord Jesus Christ as Savior, no matter how many good deeds that they have done, according to the Word of God, they'll be jumping in hellfire together. The fire will be so hot that neither would be looking for sorry, and Queen Elizabeth would not think of saying sorry. I'm saying this to tell you, it does not matter how high you are, what's your status, and I believe the fact that Queen Elizabeth was queen, God ordained that, to God be the glory, but it is not what God did for you, it is your submission to God. So I'm saying this again, doesn't matter who you are, what's your status, your ethnic group, from what kingdom or whatever, we must all be born again. We must all repent. We must all accept Jesus Christ as Savior. Queen or king, still a human being. With all due respect, because we must give honor to whom honor is due. We must respect the lady as Queen Elizabeth, but she's a human being in the eyes of God. We are all God's creation and must be obedient to God. So let us hope that the late Queen Elizabeth and the late Diana, they both seek for forgiveness and accept the Lord Jesus Christ as Savior before they pass. Then they'll both rejoice in heaven with Jesus Christ eternally. That's my contribution.
Okay, caller. Thank you so much. Somebody says there, this is the issue I have with Rick. He's always so condescending to St. Lucia. The way he speaks, if you didn't know, you would think the majority of St. Lucians are illiterate. Another comment, somebody says, this religion business has this woman all twisted. What a load of rubbish. That is a WhatsApp message. We have a call. This is NewsSpin. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Hi. Good afternoon, caller.
Tim, you know, to be honest, over the years, I mean, you read and you thought about the slave trade and what happened with the British monarchy and everything. So, but you know, Timothy, sometimes the positive with the monarchy, these things are stifled. You know, Tim, it's only after the Queen died yesterday, I got my hands on an article from, BBC or whoever, about a rift that this Queen that just died had with Margaret Thatcher. Are you aware of that, Tim?
A what? A rift? Concerning what?
Concerning her Margaret Thatcher's stand
on
apartheid in South Africa. Tim, are you aware of that?
Yes, I'm aware. I think I come across the article as well.
Tim, that's the kind of information we need to be putting out there. Apparently, the Queen, she didn't. Margaret Thatcher thought that they held out when she decided. They decided to take a vote against South Africa, put them sanctions on them, and Margaret Thatcher figured, you know what, it's not right. She basically supported apartheid, and this Queen had a problem with Margaret Thatcher for that, and it became public, and that caused a whole factor. You know, Tim, and I'm just saying that this is the type of info that the average nation will not have, right?
Yeah.
So maybe if some of the things that she did in her lifetime, somehow somebody puts it out there, and just to educate people a little different, maybe our opinions and the way we see things might be a little different. Anyway, Tim, thanks.
Okay. Thank you so much, caller. 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages at 716-2026, and that is 716-2026. Let's see if we have any of your WhatsApp messages to go through at this time. No, but let's check to see what is happening in the chat room in terms of some of your comments. I also think in the NewsSpin WhatsApp group, we have people making some observations there that I could share with you. What is happening in terms of the government reaction to the death of the Queen? I have not come across a statement from the office of the Prime Minister. Normally, they receive a statement on the office of the Prime Minister. indicating that the government will do certain things. Flags will be flown at half-staff, etc. Book of condolences would be available for people to express their sorrows, to commiserate or sympathize with the royal family. We have not heard from the government of this. Here's hoping before we conclude, we can hear from the press secretary or the communications officer in the office of the Prime Minister. Good afternoon, NewsSpin, you're on the air.
Timothy, a pleasant good afternoon to you. PW on the line here now, Timothy.
Good afternoon to you, Colin.
Pleasant good afternoon to you, to your listeners, your international listeners all over the world. Timothy, one thing people have to understand, that the monarchy had the power. They had influence as well. But who really dictates actually policies in a country is the government. The last guy talked about where actually the Queen had a riff with actually Margaret Thatcher. She did have that riff, but you must bear in mind that actually she wasn't the one that could have voted whether to go along with to oppose South Africa or to go along with South Africa. So we must understand the power of a country lies with the politicians.
Yeah, but the Queen hold on, caller. The Queen was very influential. Remember, she had weekly meetings with the prime ministers of the UK.
Country. Yes, Tim, you were saying.
I'm just saying to you, she has meetings weekly with the Prime Minister or the Prime Ministers of the UK. Okay, whoever was the Prime Minister at the time, she would meet with them. They would seek advice from her, and she would share her opinion.
But the power and policy lies with the government, Tim. That's what I'm saying to you, with the politicians. So whether Queen Elizabeth was not in favor of that, and the policymakers, the government, Margaret Thatcher, wanted to go contrary to what the Queen felt, you understand? The Margaret Thatcher would have prevailed.
Yeah, but she
a
was.
lot of people don't understand that. But Tim, I would like to. I sympathize with the people of Great Britain, and I would like also to say, you know, kudos to Rick Wayne. Actually, wonderful comment that he gave a few minutes ago. But Tim, this is not really what I want to talk about today. What I really want to talk about, Tim, is we have to be careful who we put in positions in this country, senior positions in this country, Tim. We have to be careful. You know, because we have a lot of square pegs in wrong holes in this country. You know, I was watching this guy, and this guy came to my mind last night. Tim. He called a few weeks ago, probably about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, talking about that 12% growth in the economy, how that was a farce and that wasn't true, and about Alan Shastney. You should know who I'm talking about. This guy they call Christopher Hunt. And I want him to call today, Tim, and I want his hacks to call today. I want to know, he was actually in position as being the creative arts director, or what he was. Tim, could you tell me, please, for the tenure of this guy, tell me, I'm not asking for 10 things, Tim. I am asking for 3 things that Christopher Hunt did to improve the creative arts industry. I want to know Tim. Do you know Tim?
Well, if he cares to, you can always call the broadcast and share.
3 things I want to know.
And tell us exactly what he achieved during his tenure.
I understand Tim, but now he's given a position. You understand? Where what can the country benefit from this guy? I want to know. The last position he was in, you cannot tell me. His hacks cannot call and tell me what did he did, you know, significantly, or what did he do in the creative arts industry? That's what I want to know, team. And because he was influential in having this party be re-elected, this party gave him another position. You know, we have to be careful. You know, the people we appoint, select in positions for this country. Because you know what happened, Timothy? We're going to just give these people a salary, and this country is going to go to the dogs, Tim. You understand? We have to be careful, Timothy. We cannot give a man another position where the last position he did nothing for the country. You understand? He did nothing whatsoever. And somebody please call and give me 3 things that he did to improve the creative arts industry on this island. Timothy, this is all what I have to say for this afternoon. I hope he calls and tell me what he did for the creative arts industry. I thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Challenge through now to Christopher Hunt, former creative industries consultant. I think recently made a consultant in the Ministry of Local Government. Still to come on NewsSpin this afternoon, St. Jude Hospital, 13 years later. You're watching the broadcast on YouTube, on the NewsSpin Facebook page, and listening to us on TuneIn, as well as on Power 97.9 FM.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Night Meds is your dependable neighborhood pharmacy. You'll notice that upon entry, you are greeted by caring professional staff, attentive to your every need. Your prescriptions are always treated with a high degree of confidentiality, and we pride ourselves on providing speedy, efficient service. We carry a wide array commonly requested over-the-counter products, and our prices are very competitive. We offer blood pressure testing, blood sugar, and cholesterol testing. We're open to fill your prescriptions Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Come visit Sadhu's gas station on the Miku Highway or call us at 572-6840 or WhatsApp 461-6840 for more information. Night Meds Pharmacy. We are your community med store.
Lucilec aveti ou pour point précaution durant saison cyclone Sala. Mi an ti commission qui kaywen de ou protéger la vie ou ek propriétaire ou. Kouye Lucilec avant ou trim et ben couper pied bois qui pouet ligne électrique. Veillez pour ligne courant électrique avant ou monter l'échelle. Fait assurer l'échelle, scaffold et bout zouti ou ka servi pas vini moins qui 10 pieds hors ligne courant électrique. Pas jamais servi appliance et ben outils qui ka servi courant électrique. Des wall côté qui mouillé et ben en la pli. Ça c'était en commission hors Lucilec.
The biggest party in sport is back for the 10th year of CPL. And the St. Lucia Kings want to go all the way this year. CPL will be bigger, better and louder than ever. And with the return of our very own Johnson Charles to the Kings team. The games are between 7th and 11th of September. Get your tickets now at cplt20.com or at the box office. Join the party. Experience cricket played louder.
We heard you.
And now we are answering. Elks City of Castries Cooperative Credit Union is happy to offer you, our valued customers, the most amazing deal to own your piece of St. Lucia. From now until December 31st, enjoy an interest rate of 4.5% with a deposit of 5% to help you purchase house and land only, or put up a structure on your existing property. And it gets better. Legal fees are included in your mortgage. Call us at 452-6820 or 453-2951 or email us at info@elkscreditunion.com. Terms and conditions apply. Elks City of Castries Cooperative Credit Union, building a stronger community, one member at a time.
The government now supporting marijuana and Rasta. You think they will send condolences to the British on the passing of the Queen? A WhatsApp message, just read it. We have another WhatsApp message. Okay, let's take a WhatsApp call instead as we say hello and good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm okay, caller. Good afternoon to you.
Everything good, everything good. Let me tell you. You know, some people like to call people hacks. They love that word. But you know what? If you ask them to define it, I bet you they can't define it. I bet you they can't define the word to its true meaning. And for him to attack a St. Lucian like himself and trying to find out what he has done for the country, he himself has not disclosed what he has done for St. Lucia. He has not disclosed what he has done for St. Lucia. Anyway.
No, but caller, when you criticize somebody, it has nothing to do with whether they are St. Lucian or not. I hear people keep saying that. He's a St. Lucian, why are you criticizing him? When people are criticizing, let's say the Prime Minister, say he's a St. Lucian, don't criticize him. When you criticize the leader of the opposition, people don't say he's a St. Lucian, don't criticize him. You don't, it's not on that basis that you criticize somebody or praise them. See, because somebody is a St. Lucian, I should not be criticizing them, or a caller should not be criticizing them. Call on that basis alone. Hello?
Yeah. Are you there?
You got distracted?
No. I think it's my internet.
Okay.
Give me a little problem here.
All right. I was just saying that you give the impression that because somebody is a St. Lucian, another St. Lucian should not be criticizing them.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if somebody is worthy of criticism, you do give them the criticism.
Yeah, but in his opinion, Christopher Hunt is worthy of criticism. In his opinion, that's his.
But his grounds, but the grounds that he using to criticize the man, he himself is saying he doesn't know what the guy has done for St. Lucia. So I'm now asking this same gentleman, with all his bravado, what has he done for St. Lucia?
Don't you think that?
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, but don't you think you would be more effective if you called and you would be able to instruct or educate the caller on what Christopher Hunt has done as the consultant in the creative industry?
I know what I have done for St. Lucia.
No.
I know what I have done.
I'm talking
Nobody
about.
can question what I have done.
No, I'm talking about caller. I'm calling because he spoke about Christopher Hunt. So if you're calling and you're defending Christopher, why shouldn't you put out his resume, what he has done for St. Lucia in his capacity as the consultant in the creative industries ministry when he served in the previous administration, the previous SLP administration?
I am certainly sure that Christopher could defend himself.
Okay.
And I'm not going to play a defender for Christopher. No, I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is this gentleman needs to tell us what he has done for St. Lucia. That's what I'm asking him to do. That's what I'm asking him to do. The problem we have is people just go on the radio, say what they want, how they want, and when you ask them to back up what they're saying, they can't give you answers. He called the man a hack. What is the meaning of a hack? Are you in the man's mind to know he's a hack? No, he's not. I don't call nobody hack. Everybody has a right to back the St. Lucia Labour Party or the United Workers' Party. Everybody has a right to do it. And I wish everybody follow one of the parties. That's my hope, that everybody in St. Lucia belong to one of the parties. I really want some people to belong to the parties because that's the only way we'll prosper. That's the only way to be involved in a decision making of our country.
So you're saying that the people now, the people who do not support political parties, what do you say about them? Because normally they are the ones who determine the outcome of a general election, you know.
They have a right. They have a right to either support or not support. I don't have a problem with that, you know. I don't have a problem with that. But I would like more people involved in the political process. And if it means that you have to be in a political party to do it, then do it. But don't stand on the sideline, criticize Shastny or criticize what's his name, Pierre, and say I ain't no party, so I can blast both of them. So what are you offering the country? What are you as a person offering? Nothing. It is factual. Most of the people who sit on the sideline and tell you they don't belong to one party or they don't back the other, they offer nothing to the country. Absolutely nothing. We have seen it. There are people, you hear them call the radio station all the time, and they don't know the difference between government and administration. You hear people tell you all the time, government come, government go. Government does not come and go. Government is continuous. Administration comes and goes. And we allow them to say it, you know.
Yeah, but you understand what they're saying.
No, I don't understand what they're saying.
Oh, you don't understand what they're saying, and yet you're criticizing them on this? Come on, caller. You understand the language. You understand what they're saying.
The point I'm making here is, if we are going to use the word,
so why even government ministers say the government of the St. Lucia Labour Party or the government of the United Workers Party as opposed to SLP administration?
There is no government of the St. Lucia Labour Party.
But you hate all the time, and you have not corrected those ministers. You hate all the time.
But they're just as bad. They're just as bad.
Well, correct. You ought to correct them as well.
Of course, yes. But that's what I'm doing right now. I am correcting them right now. They're just as bad as the people. That's why the people repeating it. We need to do the right things. For example, last week you had a problem, and I heard you, you know, with the court of law of St. Lucia, where a magistrate or a judge took a decision in reference to a specific case. And you were asking, what example is the court sending out there? The court is not there to send examples out to anybody. The court is there to establish whether the facts are correct or whether we're getting the truth out of the evidence on either side. That's what the courts are there for. The court is not there to establish how you calling it, examples. No. We have to get it right.
No, hold on, caller. I can't question that because the gentleman did plead guilty as far as this issue is concerned, right? He pleaded guilty. So after he pleaded guilty and the magistrate decided to discharge him, reprimand him and discharge him, I have a right to say, but what kind of message are you sending to the rest of the society? I have a right to ask that. No. Don't. No, I can't. I can't say that. I can't say that.
I'll tell you what.
I can't.
Let me tell you what. There are mitigating factors for and against. Number two, you are not sitting in the court of law to hear all the evidence for you to make that decision. You see, sometimes we don't listen to.
But the same way you were not there. You were not there as well. You were not listening. You're not aware of all the evidence.
I am not aware of all the evidence, but I have to go by the magistrate or the judge decision in whatever he decides to do.
No. Those are human beings. Those are human beings.
One that's sitting there listening to the evidence, looking at the person's face and see whether there's any remorse or anything.
Those are human beings and they are likely to err. Okay, does not mean that they cannot make mistakes. Does not mean they are infallible, caller. But anyway, let's move on. We have to take another call. Okay, sir?
That's all right. Go ahead.
All right.
You have a pleasant day.
Okay, you too. Thank you so much for calling. All right, I don't know why some people do not like the term, although it's pejorative, but people don't like the term hack. You only call somebody a hack, a political hack. And we have hacks on both sides, supporting the United Workers Party as well as the St. Lucia Labour Party. A hack, basically, in simple terms, is an individual who can see no wrong in the decisions, in the actions of their political party. A hack is also a political hypocrite. A hack is somebody, irrespective of what happens with regard to their party, ethically and otherwise, they will always see their party is in the right. And we have those things happening. The various people who call the talk shows, I know that some of you just listen and say, I know that this guy, because he's a supporter of the United Workers Party, will find fault with everything that the government does because it does not support the SLP. He's a die-hard supporter of the UWP. Likewise, supporters of the SLP right now, they will tell you things like crime, the sky is not falling, it's not a serious issue. And some people who call those supporters of the SLP as far as crime is concerned will tell you the crime, it begins at home, you know, and the parents have the first responsibility, etc. Because they just want to stay away completely from criticizing the Prime Minister or holding him responsible as far as National Security Minister for the fact that we have uncontrolled crime in this country and deny him of any kind of responsibility as far as the execution of his duty. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you're on the air.
Two-time journalist of the year.
Now, this guy is a Shasney hack. Good afternoon to you, sir. Go ahead.
You got it right. I'm a Shasney hack. Tell him again, Tim.
You're a Shasney hack. You're Alan Shasney hack.
They say I'm a flower hack. Tell him right. Because they don't understand. I'm a Shasney hack because he's the only politician I see down there that loves his country, that cares about his country. And I called to give you some figures today on the SLP. Tim, as far as gas is concerned, I got to give you some figures. In Grenada, gas is $15 a gallon. Dominica, $16.38 a gallon. St. Kitts, $16.08 a gallon. And Lucia, $17.95 a gallon. What, the bill roads, Tim? Yes, every bill roads in the sea now or what? The bill roads in the sea? What are they doing with the $1.50 for, yeah, this is $1.50 for gas are supposed to build roads? What about the $1.50 they have to give back to the fishermen? Huh? I'm just asking those questions, Tim.
And I'm listening to you.
They don't answer. You got a party down there, they're not answering no questions. They're just doing what they like. And solutions just staying there like dodos. Gas is over $18 a gallon in St. Lucia. Could you imagine that? And I get to find out on St. Jude's, Tim, you know how old that St. Jude's building is? That St. Jude's building is older than any all the parliamentarians, including me and you, and most St. Lucians. That St. Jude's building is 80 years old, Tim. 80 years old. It was built in 1942 by the Americans. Okay, 1942. But it became St. Jude's something in 1966. Okay? It became St. Jude's Hospital in 1966. And it's 80 years old, Tim, and they came back to that. Could you imagine that? People really laughed at the laughing stock, man, around the world, man. And you will tell me, oh, I'm a Shasney hack. Shasney wants St. should be the best in the world. And that's, I ain't got nothing wrong with that. And SLP wants us to stay in the slums, Tim. SLP wants us to stay in the slums, give us a pound of rice and a pound of sugar. Tim, do you know that right now, we are below Haiti? We are below Haiti. Nobody in Haiti got to go to a parliamentarian to get a pound of rice, a pound of sugar, and a pound of flour. In 2022, that's what's going on in St. Lucia. That's what I'm talking about. Tim, I forget to call me, good afternoon to call me on Banadil. Tim, I'm calling for, that's finally, I'm calling for Castries to be renamed after Sir Michael Shasney or Uinoro Airport. Because if that guy, what's his name again? That's it. All he done is bring chaos into St. Lucia and have a street name after him. What should we name after the great man, Sir Michael Shasney? Father, the greatest leader in the world, Sir Alan Michael Shasney. And you got it right? I'm for Alan and Alan and Alan. That's who I'm for. I am for no party. I used to be for SLP when the great, like, so George Odlove and so Peter Josie and Kenneth Foster and those guys are wrong there. Nowadays, bunch of rats, they got their team. Have a nice day.
All right, those are human beings, caller. Don't describe them as that. All right, somebody says, This man who called to say that people who do not identify with the political party contributes nothing to St. Lucia is wrong. There are business people providing employment and services, paying their taxes, generating positive economic gains for the island, but they do not openly support any political party. Is he saying they contribute nothing to St. Lucia? This man thinks he's an authority on too many things that he really needs to educate himself on. He should pick up a book sometime. Some more of your calls in just a moment, including your reaction to who is a hack. That's in the chat room. I'll be going through some of your comments in just a moment. You are watching NewsSpin on the NewsSpin Facebook page and also on YouTube, as well as listening to us on TuneIn and Power 97.9 FM.
Exceeding your expectations is what we strive for at Lazarus Funeral Home. Losing a loved one isn't something you can foresee. Since the beginning, affordability has been one of our priorities. Every day we're proving that burials don't have to be expensive. If cost is a factor in your time of bereavement, call Lazarus Funeral Home. We have coffins starting at $800 plus taxes. Nothing can cause more disappointment than poor quality. Help us help you keep your last memory of your loved one sacred. Make it special. Make it Lazarus Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Located at Bibliotheque Castries at 452-7491 and New Dock Road, V4 at 454-6555.
Bundle, yeah. Bundle, floor. Bundle, save. Tap up, yeah. Tap up, mad. Tap up. Look at the place covered. Browse all you want. Post all you want.
Win big, we flow. Tickets to the biggest shows, water park passes, costumes, over $20,000 in cash, data, and more. Activate a 3, 7, or 30-day combo plan. Pay up your bill, switch to flow, bundle up your chance to win every day.
Bundle, yeah. Bundle, save. Tap up, yeah. Tap up, mad. Tap up. Look at the place covered. Browse all you want. Post all you want. Look at the place covered. Do what you want. Watch what you want.
Bundle now and get a smartphone for only $99. Switch now.
Contact Lucelec before trimming or cutting down trees that are near overhead electrical wires. Watch out for power lines before you begin working on a ladder. Be sure that ladders or scaffolds are far enough away so that you and the ends of the tools you're using don't come within 10 feet of power lines. And never use any electrical appliance in wet surrounding outdoors or in the rain.
This message is brought to you by Lucelec, the power of caring.
Born from the same soil, growing stronger.
Raised of our own sweat and toil, doing it together.
I'll bank for you and me,
taking us forward so proudly.
First National Bank, the best of who we are. First National Bank, together we'll go far. The pride of St. Lucia, here to stay.
Growing up, growing stronger, it's a First National way.
Every day we're making better, faster and smarter, convenience like no other.
First National Bank,
The best of who we are. First National Bank, together we'll go far.
for decades every day, it's clear, it's true.
First National Bank, we're here for you.
Some of the definitions of hack. A political hack is a negative term ascribed to a person who is part of the political party apparatus, but whose intentions are more aligned with victory. So therefore, that person will see no evil in that party that they are supporting. Now, this is, the actions would have been influenced by the fact that they want to benefit from the political party in terms of contracts, in terms of opportunities to serve on boards, in terms of getting scholarships, in terms of getting certain favors, in terms of positions, employment opportunities, and things of that nature. So those are the things that motivate people to be hacks. And that's why maybe some people just do not want to hear, that people are being described as hacks. And we have them on both sides, both the United Workers' Party and the St. Lucia Labour Party. What are you saying with regard to hacks? Most UWP hacks will say Shas is the best. And that's a comment in the chat room. Another person says, that man is a Labour hack. Another person says, Tim, from my assessment, you come across as a half and half hack. All right, some of your comments in the chat room with regard to hacks. Okay, that will do it as far as your observations are concerned with regard to those individuals who are being described or labeled as hacks. Right, let me go through some of your WhatsApp messages, and let us not forget. Somebody says that, Tim, tell Mr. Bermuda stop singing the same song. We are tired of hearing it. Today marks 13 years since that St. Jude Hospital fire. And we are not, well, from the perspective of you, the citizens, from the perspective of people in the south of the island, we are not anywhere closer to reconstructing the St. Jude Hospital, which was destroyed by fire on September the 9th of 2009. And so 13 years later, we have been failed by both the United Workers' Party and St. Lucia Labour Party administrations. And we have a building to show for it. It's being described as a state-of-the-art hospital. And the United Workers' Party administration pursued that particular initiative. But the St. Lucia Labour Party administration is saying now that they will go back to the original site. So what will happen to this hospital, because constructed to the tune of several $1 million? To what use will it be put? How will it be utilized? Should we put ourselves through that kind of expense of constructing a new hospital from scratch? All right, let's see if we have a call online as we say hello. And via WhatsApp, good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Sorry. Okay, all right, okay. We'll have to try another line. Once again, 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, 716-2026. All right, let me see there. Somebody says there, the Queen, yes, is a great loss, but we have so much more on our plate to deal with. Tim, 13 years, no hospital. Health aides are not considered healthcare frontline workers. No job for the youth. Education system is on a fine line. So much going on. And the fact remains that, okay, we have a call. Let's go to that call coming from the diaspora. Let's say via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Good afternoon, Tim. How are you?
I'm okay, caller. Good afternoon to you.
Okay. Tim, do you think it's the right time for, because I heard Richard Frederick said he's implementing those parking meters in town. You think that's the right time for him to do that?
Is there ever a right time to do things that have been in abeyance for so long, that have been put on the back burner? Because we have a serious problem with parking in the city, caller. Some people would park from morning 8 o'clock and come back to their vehicles at 6 o'clock in the evening, and just causing congestion in the city. It has to be addressed.
Yes, I never said it's not supposed to be addressed. But what I'm saying, right now, Tim, is like, now it's not the time.
Why is not the time?
Right now, it's too tough on the people. They don't have money. They don't have nothing. Right now, it's not the time, Tim. Probably that's why maybe the last administration didn't implement the parking meter, because they see things was rough, and probably they were waiting for things to get on track for them to put it.
I don't think it had anything to do with money. Maybe there were some issues with regard to getting the equipment down here and utilizing certain services and things of that nature. But people always say that, now is not the time for this and now is not the time for that. I don't know, but we have to implement it, Call, at some point in time because...
Yes, we have to, but when they give people more work in the country, they'll have work to pay the bills or buy food. But they barely have food to buy to give the kids to go to school. They barely have money to buy even a pound of rice.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. I never said not to implement it. That's got to be paid. But not to me. Now it's not the right time. If they want to do that, well, build all the roads, kick off the UNRWA part, give people work to do. Right now, there's no money running in the country, and they want to implement that on the poor people. The same poor people they said they're there for. Well, actually, he never said he there for the poor people. He said he putting people first. He never said St. Lucian. So everybody in the world are people, so he said he putting people first, not St. Lucian. Thank you, Tim.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Calling for the diaspora. More of your calls at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Let me turn my attention to our NewsSpin news of the day. Our NewsSpin news of the day. Charles's succession stirs Caribbean calls for reparations. Removal of monarch as head of state. Our NewsSpin news of the day. Charles's succession stirs Caribbean calls for reparations. Removal of monarch as head of state. And that was our NewsSpin news of the day. As we continue with your calls on your WhatsApp messages and continue to focus on the embarrassment that we have put ourselves in, and that is with regard to our failure, our inability to reconstruct the St. Jude Hospital. What a shame for the whole of St. Lucia, but in particular for our governments of the United Workers' Party and governments of the St. Lucia Labour Party. Our previous health ministers, our previous infrastructure ministers, our economic development ministers, our prime ministers, the MP for VA4 South, MPs in the south of the island, they have all failed us as far as this St. Jude Hospital reconstruction is concerned. I am sure that many of you, and for a moment let's forget those of us in St. Lucia because we have gotten so accustomed to so many things, but those of you in the diaspora, you never anticipated that 13 years later, in 2022, we would not have completed the reconstruction of St. Jude. We have a WhatsApp call as we say hello and good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Hello, good afternoon to
Hi,
you.
good afternoon to you, caller. Good afternoon.
Everybody listening. Tim, what I have to say about the Queen is that do you think as the Queen passed away, we should remove her face from our currency?
Yeah, but it will happen, caller.
And that's what
It will happen.
Yeah, that's what I called for because I think that, all our dollar bills have the Queen's face and we have...
But it will be replaced. It will replace with the king.
In our Caribbean, so they're going to put the king.
Yeah, King Charles III. But you have the $100, I think the $50 note with the image of the former governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, so Dwight Venner. You have Sir Arthur Lewis on the $100 bill. Yeah. Hello, caller.
Yeah, but these people are placed on parts of the dollar bill, not on the front of the money, where the Queen's face is. So I'm thinking we should get all of that changed.
All right, sir.
So that we could increase the value of our currency.
That will increase the value of our currency, caller?
Yeah, but if we have one,
but how will it
least,
increase?
let's say a $20 bill with the Queen's face.
How will that change? How will that change the value of the currency, caller?
Prince Charles has the $100 bill.
Okay,
well,
caller.
if you look at the US dollar, all the presidents are on different dollar bills, so we can at least do something in that way.
Okay. Thank you so much for your contribution, sir. All right, let's see if we have some more of your WhatsApp messages. Somebody says, Tim, I just looked up the meaning of the word hack. It seems to me most people are confused regarding this word. I suggest they get a dictionary to check the meaning. All right, somebody says there, All the parking equipment is locked up in a shed at Slasper. All right. Okay, let's see if we have another WhatsApp message to go through at 452-2979. That's your calls. And WhatsApp message is 716-2026. All right. Let's see. All right. Let me turn my attention. Let's continue to focus on St. Jude Hospital. It's amazing that you're not calling on St. Jude, because St. Jude for you is no longer an area of concern. Maybe you've just given up on this project being completed. And who knows? I would not be too surprised or surprised at all if Philip J. Pierre fails to complete the St. Jude Hospital, the reconstruction of the St. Jude Hospital, before he calls the next general election. And I know by then, people, if that happens, people continue to complain and criticize him, but that has been the norm since 2009, when the hospital was destroyed by fire. And we continue to forget that 3 individuals lost their lives in that blaze. 3 individuals were patients at the health institution. And you would have thought that, but I consider this to be, if it takes, people have been saying it takes about 6 or 7 years to complete a hospital, yes. But 13 years later, we have nothing to show by way of the completion of that health institution. What do you think Poho would make of this? Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Tim, good afternoon. Very quick.
Hi. Good afternoon to you, Colin.
Yeah, I am in the south presently now, and I'm looking at the St. Jude that was built by the United Workers' Party, and the one that was there by the previous administration, that is the St. Lucia Labour Party. And you can see a huge difference in terms of the quality and the type of building that are building there, the type of product. And anybody can go there and see for themselves. And that is why when I make that comment the last time, I say state of the art, and your good friend take me to task. And I am repeating again, the St. Jude Hospital that was built by the United Workers' Party, it is a state-of-the-art hospital. You cannot leave that there and go back to those old galvanized blue rooftop building again. That cannot be. And the people of St. Lucia should make sure that does not happen. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. Somebody says that Tim St. Jude's is the biggest shame of the country. 13 years and no hospital. Hundreds of millions of dollars and no hospital. Why can't the government realize how ridiculous this is and just complete one or the other of the buildings? And of course, we must find a use for the others. Hopefully, not sell it for pennies on the dollar and waste more of our money. It is a shame. If it weren't so serious, it's something that is laughable, but it is definitely a shame. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Good afternoon. Quick contribution, sir.
Tim, what's the latest with DSH?
DSH?
Yeah.
Caller, you well connected. Find out from the no, hold on, caller.
I'm just like you. Don't tell me.
You are well connected.
I'm just like you. Tim.
Call the investment minister. He should be able to tell you. Call the prime minister. He should be able to tell you what's the latest. But I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Okay. Well, I would hear something about it from you, Tim. That's why.
No, I am not the investment minister. I am not the prime minister. Caller, call those people.
Okay,
they'll tell you.
Well, okay. They're supposed to tell us because we need to know what's really going on with that.
I'm sure those gentlemen, they have met already with T.R. King. No?
Well, I am not too sure, Tim. I don't know. I'm not like you, Tim. I'm just an ordinary solution.
You ordinary?
Ordinary solution. Just a solution on the ground that need to know how the money that was spent or that has been spent or that will be spent. You know, I would like to know that the balance of the money that we have, Tim, that it could go into good use. Because trust me, really, it's an aching feeling. You know, when you sit down and you see so many people hungry, Tim, and so much millions and millions of dollars, Tim, has gone to waste in our country, Tim. And today, you know, we have the how do you call it, the abattoir where they broke down and Tim, millions of dollars gone to waste. We have the St. Jude's where millions of dollars were broken down in corridors, you know, and you know we don't know exactly what happened in St. Jude today, Tim. It's a shame, you know, in this beautiful little island of ours, Tim, and I hack Tim. I realize anytime a St. Lucia Labour Party supporter speak out, they'll be called a hack. But what you'll be calling a United Workers Party supporter when they speak out?
No.
I don't hear they call them a hack.
We are talking about people, no matter what happens, they will support their party, they will defend that party, they are hacks. And the SLPs have it, the UWP have it as well. Both sides.
It's differently, Tim. Once you hear a St. Lucia Labour Party supporter speak out, Tim, anytime you defend you don't have to support the Labour Party. Once you defend what the party, the St. Lucia Labour Party, or you speak in favor of the St. Lucia Labour Party, automatically, Tim, they burn you as a hack. But the United Workers Party, 25%, you might hear somebody say, that's a hack. That's a hack, you know. But the people will call, 80% of those persons will call and defend the United Workers Party on your program, Tim. You don't hear the hack word at all, Tim. I don't know why. But if we are hacked, Tim, we are hacked to defend St. Lucia in any ground as a St. Lucia Labour Party supporter, Tim. Have a nice day, sir.
You too, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Let me turn my attention to our final feature. It's called That's a Fact. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Right. How long can a bird stay in the air? How long can a bird stay in the air? Scientists have recorded alpine swifts staying in the air for over 200 days straight, more than 6 months without landing. How long can a bird stay in the air? Scientists have recorded alpine swifts staying in the air for over 200 days straight, more than 6 months without landing. And that is a fact.
And that's a fact. And that's a fact.
What's a fact as well? 2:01, we have to conclude the broadcast. Today is definitely Friday. Tomorrow is Saturday. We will be back, God willing, on Monday afternoon at 12:30 with another edition of NewsSpin right here on Power 97.9 FM, as well as on TuneIn, and also on our NewsSpin Facebook page and YouTube. Goodbye.